Yo, people, this is Terri Walker. Check out cutthechat.co.uk.
Welcome to another edition of Cut the Chat. I am the sexy dread with the lisp. I'm a bit ill today. I've got a bit of a flu, a bit of a cold thing going on. But I'm here, I'm a soldier. To my left, the light-skinned, slim doggy, little man, doing his thing. You understand? Just chilling. You got something to say today? No, he's probably under the weather as well. Jumping one to my right. We got the sexy panda bear.
Why gotta be a panda bear?
What do you want to be? What,
A human being?
A koala?
No. Why animal?
Why an animal?
Yeah.
Because you're cuddly. You're big and cuddly. Are you not cuddly?
No.
Can I have a cuddle?
Bad man don't cuddle, man. You got flu as well.
Bad man don't cuddle.
I'm gonna be ill and shit.
Alright.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Femi.
There you go.
And we are joined today by a very special guest. She's a woman. We've got a woman. We barely get women on this show.
Hardly ever.
Really?
You're
Yeah.
like one of few women that have been in the barbershop.
But you called me here on purpose because you know what I'm like. So
I do know. I knew exactly what she's like. I've known you for a long time.
For a very
and
long time.
You don't hold back your chat, and I think this chair, which is the chair of truth, is perfect for you.
Oh Lord, help me, Jesus.
Yeah. You think you're gonna get yourself in trouble in the next?
I have a feeling I am.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Please forgive me, whatever
Trouble's
happens there. This room, there's any energy in here, it's probably right. I'm going to say something wrong, so just blame me.
Who are you, by the way? Can we still...
Oh, yes, sorry. Oh my God. I'm Terri Walker. Hi.
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 Terri Walker.
Terri Walker.
The Terri Walker.
The Terri Walker.
The Terri Walker.
The Terri Walker.
How are you?
I'm good, man. It's nice being here. I've been listening to you lot talking, and it's very interesting. The views, the way men conversate and
Well,
check it
you
out.
know, it's a no-holds-barred arena,
Yes.
as you will soon find out.
I'm scared.
There's nothing to be scared of. You can't be scared. You rocked up in here with a Puma dress and Adidas
So
trainers.
what? There's nothing wrong with me.
They were brothers.
You're
They started out.
nacky.
They started out together.
True.
Exactly.
Reuniting the family.
You're
And it's
reuniting
I'm
the
from
family.
Germany. I'm entitled to do that. I can do it. You can't just alles auf.
Hey.
Oh. We.
Genau, also stop trying to diss me.
Tell us your name though. That was funny. Your
My real name,
Yeah,
Chanel
yeah.
Stettenbauer.
No, say it quietly to the camera.
Chanel Stettenbauer. You can Google it, actually. If you Google Terri Walker, it will come up.
That's
Why did you pick Terri Walker?
Growing up, Walker is my biological father's surname, so that's actually my family's name. But Terry, at the time, I was very tomboyish.
Right.
And I like the whole Tony, the thing. My management at the time, we were like, we need to find a name that's not, because Chanel is a nice name, but it's just...
Chanel Walker's not the same.
It's
not,
right,
no.
or Chanel, it's a nice name, but I feel like it just reminds you of just
Chanel,
Chanel, innit?
that
Yeah,
girl, no.
yeah, around the corner kind of thing, which is cool because I'm still that girl. But Terry, I just thought it just, because the kind of music that I make and that I make, it's more adult and a bit more mature and it's a bit more soulful. And Terry Walker just sounds like somebody. I think that's what I feel like. So.
It's chill. It's a
Terry
nice
Walker?
name.
Yeah.
Sounds like it could be a footballer's name or something.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people used to call me Terry Venables and
Right.
always if people think I'm a man sometimes, if they don't see me, they just see my name, they're not sure if it's a man or a woman. But then once you see me, you know Terri Walker Speaks, so it's all good.
Yeah.
True.
We've got a few things to talk about,
Yeah.
stuff that's happened recently. The first thing everyone's talking about, even though we didn't do the interview, it is an interview that is online.
Yeah.
Damon Dash on the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Now, what did everyone take away from the interview?
Right. I think.
Okay.
I've been waiting to talk about this.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I think, yeah, that interview exemplifies everything that's wrong with young black men in the world.
Explain.
I'll expound further. Working class young black men, which is that predominantly a lot of young black men. I'll tell you why. The whole interview was about this boss complex. Right. Yeah, young black men have this boss complex. I have to be a boss. Yeah, I want to be a boss. Like, you know, like I want to be my own boss. Like, so people don't get jobs. So like, in order to be a boss, because they're from working class backgrounds, in order to be a boss, they decide not to get jobs. They decide not to do all of these things. So they end up like on the roads, like selling drugs to set up their own t-shirt business and dumb stuff like that. It's like, you know, that for me, and also like being in a position where, you know, you've got you've got a platform, you've got a voice, but you're choosing to be ignorant and rude to people and you're trying to impose your perspective on other people. I was disgusted by that interview. I left, I was in my friend's house, I left and I was like vexed, I was angry because I saw in Damon Dash what I see is wrong with a lot of young black men. People will watch that as well, a lot of young black men. People have been sending that to me on WhatsApp, Instagram. I'm seeing it like, oh my gosh, I want to be like Damon Dash. No, it's foolishness. It's foolishness. I watched everything. I watched everything. I watched it from the start to the end. He had some good points.
Yeah.
I'm not dismissing that.
Okay, cool.
But a lot of the stuff, the way he conducted himself and the way he was going on and on about this boss, there's this boss complex. I can't stand it. This boss complex means that people don't go and get jobs at Sainsbury's when they really should.
You're not about that life, are you?
It's not, and that upsets me. That's it, I'm done now.
I'm like, Joe. Okay.
What did you think?
Do you know what, for me, it's really hard for me because I was around Dame for 3 years and I know Dame. So when I saw that interview, I understood why he reacted the way that he reacted because he's one of those people, he's very intelligent. He went to he went to private school, even though he grew up in Harlem, his mum sent him to private school. So he knows how to talk to people. But when he's in that environment, he felt attacked. And the first thing he did is attack back. And it was, unfortunately for him, was the dumbest thing because it made a lot of people probably switch off from him, as he said, like you. You just looked at him and thought, this guy's an idiot. But he made so many great valid points. And I don't think he's even saying people don't find a job. Because obviously you have to start somewhere before you can actually go into the next situation.
No, but he didn't even answer that question.
I know, but you know what? Because he was so angry.
They asked him. They said, "So what? How do you start off?" And he's like,
he was mad.
He didn't answer. Do you know what? He did not answer one of their questions.
Yeah, because he was mad. And this is the thing with him. When he gets uptight, and that's only because it's difficult for me because I know him. So I understand. If you don't know him, I can understand why you would react the way that you reacted. But I know him, and for me, that man is even being around him, he's taught me so much about how to run your business, how to get in charge of your situation. You know what, at the end of the day, why would you help build up someone else's brand when you should be building up your own? Do you know what I mean? Why would you do that? But it's just the way he says it. If he says it in the right way, everyone would win. Do you know what I mean? But because he says it in the wrong way, a lot of it is going to go over people's heads. But I mean, I do agree with you in that sense, but at the same time, I think he's got a lot of valid points. So.
I agree. I thought he had a lot of valid points. I think there was some parts when I was like, nah, yeah,
he's mad.
And he was like, there's no pride in calling another man your boss. Like, and you can't, like, your son can't be proud of you because you have a job and you got to ask somebody when you can go on holiday and stuff. Like, all that kind of stuff is arrogant. But from a broadcaster's perspective, Damon's an awesome person to interview.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get entertainment for however long he's speaking. I've interviewed him one time and I probably was able to ask one question. I had him on for about an hour. It was random. This is so random. I had him and Posh Spice on.
Oh, did you?
Yes, there was a day, and then what's the name came in? Did he just walk into?
Yeah, he just literally walked into the studio while I was on air. That's how arrogant he is. This is the BBC.
So what happened?
So basically, I'm on air. Basically, if you come to the old Radio 1 Extra building, when you come into reception, you would know this. When you come into reception, they play 1 Extra in reception. Yeah. So I'm upstairs on air on my own. I wasn't even with us at the time. I think he was ill or something. I'm upstairs talking about the fact that
Elton John
had on an Echo tracksuit or something like that, and I think I must have said, I should have been Rockaway. I can't remember, something like that. And then we was talking about the fact that, remember, Posh Spice was doing tracked with MOP. Yeah. So I was talking about it, not knowing that they were in reception.
Crazy.
So I think he think I dissed her or something. So they came upstairs and they just burst into the studio like, y'all talking about us? Like, so it's like, raw. But then we had a very awesome interview. You know what I mean? But literally, all he does is promote, talk. And you're gonna get gems, but you're gonna get the arrogance as well. Like I've listened to so many Dame Dash interviews. I don't listen to the Combat Jack interview. He's talking about culture vultures. Did one with Sway recently, which was really good as well.
The Sway one I thought was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
He does say good things, but I think that one he didn't come across too well.
What, Sway one?
No, the Breakfast Club one. But it was entertaining all the same. Extremely entertaining.
Yeah.
So how did you meet Damon Dash for like 3 years and be around him for 3 years?
Funny enough, what it was, I was meant to do a publishing situation with Estelle actually, my friend, my good friend Estelle. See, yeah.
What? We'll get back to that.
And we did, we meant to do this publishing situation, and then somehow it didn't work out. But then I ended up going, I needed to write with some people, and my friend who looks after most Def, does his tour manager, was like, yo, they've got this gallery in Tribeca, and Ski Beats is producing this thing with Mose, and it's called the 24-hour Karate School, to come down and drop your vocals. I'm like, okay, why not? So I went down there. Next minute, I was there for like 3 years, and then that's when I met everybody. And it's nuts because in that gallery, people like Floyd Mayweather would just come in and start talking to people. Then Raekwon would just turn up, and then Cindy Puffer's over there, and then you see like Lisa, like everyone would just be there, but everyone was just so mad humble. No one was like, no, there was no, oh, I'm a celebrity and I'm this and that. Do you know what I mean? It was just genuine artistry and just creative people just making awesome stuff. But again, Damon Dash and his energy pissed off Mos Def, and then Mos Def left, and then the 24-hour Karate School, that album, that's when I met Stally Currency. I was on a record with Stally Currency, me and Mos Def. There's a record that's called Aerials, and it was one of the most awesome things I've ever experienced in my life, because it was just, I was around people that just inspired me, but they just accepted me like I was nothing, and they didn't know who I was at first. And after that, yo, you famous in London, right? And I was like, maybe a little bit. And the next minute, it was just like, and then we went on tours, we did everything. And then the way Dame Dash, like, he is such a brilliant mind, because the things that we did, he got added us involved, and we like toured the whole country, and the shows would be packed out. He decided, oh, we're gonna do a show today. The show would be packed out of people. But then it got to the point when too many people started kind of wanting to be involved, and Dame doesn't like too much, as he said, he doesn't like too much men around him. He's not into it. And he was not really trying to do music that much. He wants to do movies, and he really wants to do art, and the music thing is more of a hobby for him, kind of thing. So you know. But
when was this?
This was 2010 until 2013 and something. And then I did the
recent. This was recent.
Yeah.
This is like.
Yeah. It was
like
a movement. It was a movement. I thought we could do something like that over here. It was dope.
And you had a situation with Nicole Ray.
Yeah, and
you had a group called Lady.
Yeah, me and Nicole Ray. I met Nicole at the gallery, because Nicole used to work with them, and then we did this record with Truth and Soul, who
wait, Nicole Ray?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Sparkle. I'm thinking of the art.
Sparkle.
It was all around the same time. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I remember Nicole Ray. Yeah.
Her voice is so sick. She's one of the best singers, and she's beautiful. And she's
Missy
beautiful.
brought her out.
Yeah. And then she does stuff with Damon, and but we did a record with Truth and Soul, who, you guys know Aloe Black? You know?
Yeah.
They did that whole album. We did the whole album with them, which was, it got such great reviews and stuff. But again, people.
So what happened with that album?
People, see, I would have carried on staying there, but it's just that it kind of felt a little bit like a chitlin market thing. It was like 2 black girls and these Jewish guys that kind of running this thing, and it was like, they wanted us to kind of just like stop everything and just do that. And I was like, I've got bills to pay over here, and I can't be in America indefinitely. Unless you're giving me crazy money, I'm there all day long. But I couldn't. But they always knew that I was going to do my album anyway. But they kept telling me not to say that I was doing my album, so we can just focus on this, which is fair enough. But at the same time, when I had to leave, it was like weird. It was just weird. Just a lot of dramas. But yeah.
Could that be something that you do again?
So you got a lot of music
all day
you've just not heard.
No, it's what we're talking about. We got Rolling Stone streamed it. Pitchfork gave us 7. Like, that album was everywhere. It is everywhere. It's just that maybe not on the platforms that you maybe
So hold on. So this is an album
BBC.
with you and Nicole Ray.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
So I can get that now.
If you go to the pub, the other day I was sitting in the pub. No, you can hear it. No, in the pub, I'm saying it will be playing in the back. You wouldn't even know. It's playing in shops, in Top Shop, in pubs.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go.
Are you getting paid for this?
Of course I do. Of course, I've got publishing. I wrote half the stuff with them.
No.
That's what I'm saying, it's about business. I understand now about business more than I did back then, you know. Right. So I made sure that do you watch True Blood?
The vampire.
Yeah, but the one episode, Karma, at the end, they play one of the songs and I'm singing on it, for instance. It's like, we get these endorsements for like Michael Kors, and they have to ask me first before they can do anything. So
easy enough. Come
on now, just because I'm wearing Adidas people doesn't mean I'm stupid.
I'll take half of it back. I take half of it.
Take that Adidas back.
I'll take half of it.
No, stop wrong with it.
Is Lady something that may happen again in the future?
Do you know what? I think this the
way. Are you and Nicole still cool?
Me and Nicole are mad cool. Like, I love Nicole, but I think the way it ended with them, I just felt like the way that they handled it, because basically I told them I was doing what I was doing, and then they kind of just decided to just lock me up. Right. And then they thought they could rewrite history and be like, Nicole wrote everything. Every interview she's doing, like, what happened to Terri Walker? Like, Giles Peterson, them that were playing it because I was involved. Right. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they just look at us sometimes because I'm not someone that's like, oh, I'm amazing. People sometimes think, oh, what's she doing? But if you look at my history and what I've done, you should respect that, innit? And they didn't know that until they saw when I left, and then everyone was like, Terri Walker's not involved, whatever. And then next minute, but you know, bless everybody. I love everyone.
So she's still with them?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
she signed. I said to her, don't sign an exclusive contract with them. That sign because first of all they weren't giving us enough money for you to sign exclusively to them. She signed exclusively and I didn't.
Right. So she's kind of stuck in there.
Yeah, well, but you know, it's good for her because it makes sense for her, and I'm not blaming her for that. I think she should do that. And I always said to her, you can do whatever you like, because one of my biggest mentors is Salon Remy.
Right.
And I've got an album coming out of him after my album's out, and he always says to me, work with everyone, do everything that you can do, and just be productive and creative, but just make sure you own your shit and don't sign your life away to anybody unless it makes sense. And
so you've been in the situations where you have kind of not signed your life away, but you've been in like major label situations.
yeah, good.
Let's talk about that. You just rolled your eyes.
God.
You were like one of the first artists to sign to Def Jam. Were you Def Jam UK or Def Jam?
Def Jam UK, Def Soul UK.
Def Soul UK. What was that
American.
experience like for you at the time?
Do you know, it's crazy because when I think about it now, I remember getting signed and I was excited to go there because it was Def Jam,
It's
innit?
Def Jam, it's history.
But I had Island, I had Magic Johnson, I had Electra. They all wanted to sign me.
Wow.
But and the funny thing is, Island offered me more money. But I was like, Def Jam, I'm going to Def Jam.
Yeah.
The gas, because I'm young. I wish I'd gone with Island because what Island did, they really let their artists grow. They don't try to make you. If you don't sell the first time around, they're not going to look at it as like, oh, that's a failure. They're going to keep working with you. Mercury, unfortunately, didn't really understand me as an artist.
Right.
So my first album was, you know, you saw the love. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
sick album.
Like the response, I came into the game crazy. Like Mercury nominated Mobos, broadsheets, every review was amazing. But then they decided, oh, you haven't sold enough records yet. But remember, I'm a black girl with a big bum. The demographic didn't really work over here like that. And then, but then the second album, they tried to turn me into this.
Yeah.
And
Can we talk about that moment?
of course you can.
Because I remember, like, I loved your first album. It was awesome, like,
man.
and it was amazing. Then, like, one day I just turned on the TV,
Oh, stop it.
and Terri Walker had like blonde weave. She was doing like dance routines, like.
Stop it.
That's the last image I remember.
Do you remember that? It was like her and Sway in the record. It was like she was bum flicking, and I was like, this ain't
Terri,
Terri.
that's not Terri.
Like, who is responsible for
It
this?
was Terri for a minute.
No, that's the thing. You know what happened at that time? My management, and I'm gonna be real, he'd taken a lot of my money, so I had to change management at the time. They kept changing MDs at the label, so each MD had to keep getting to know me each time. And they just were like, we need you to sell records. And I was young, and I was like, okay, whatever, as long as I can sing.
How young is young?
I was like 21, 22. But back then, the game is so different now than it was. We didn't have social media the way we have now. Do you know what I mean? Like you would sell records by going on TV shows and through newspapers, and you couldn't just talk to your fans directly like that. You know, and like they kind of orchestrated everything. They made you. And I remember I just wanted to sing. So to me, it was just like, okay, whatever, I do what I need to do. But now in hindsight, I just should have said, and that's why I disappeared for so long, because I beat myself up about it, because I was like, that's not you. Why did you do that?
To me, it wasn't even like, it wasn't embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
No, it wasn't. It was more just like,
What's she doing?
it's like, what are you doing? That's
Yeah.
what you like. That's because the song wasn't bad. Like the song, I like the music. I thought the music was alright, but it just the imagery was
The
just
branding was just completely
not
different.
you.
If you look, it's true, it's completely different. And I think, but I learned from that so much. That's why from now on, no one can tell me anything. If I feel it in my heart, I'm going to do it. If I don't feel it, I'm not doing it.
So who was influential in you making that transition? Was that a decision by the label? Was that you and your management? Who was your management?
At the time, I was managed by Jonathan Shalett because last minute he looked after like N-Dubs and Jamelia. So again, he doesn't really understand our music.
Right.
He just understands making money.
Right.
And I was just like, I was in a place where I was lost. I'm not gonna lie. Money's been taken. My manager, I did start out with, I couldn't deal with him. I didn't really know anyone at the label. I knew people at the label, but they didn't really understand me. And I was just like, I'm gonna deal. I need to do what I need to do. But as I said, in hindsight, I would have. And by the time I was meant to do the third album, I just said to the guy, you know what, just let me go. And he was like, yeah, because what happened to you? I was like, I wasn't in love with it. And I think you probably saw me around the time after. I just didn't really care. I didn't care what the fuck I looked like. I was just like, whatever. Just don't care. Like, whatever. That's how I felt. I was depressed for a long, long time. But I still kept staying in music. And you'd hear my voice and tell my name, but you wouldn't see me. Yeah.
So where were you?
Yeah, what was you doing during that off time?
I was doing...
Like we were just in a studio somewhere,
Yeah,
in a
studios.
basement, downstairs. You been downstairs? Some dark studio.
No, I was bunning weed. I was doing everything. I was taking. I Oh, listen, I was debauchery. There was a lot of debauchery going on.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie, I keep it real because there's no point in hiding that. Like, but to be honest with you, that is what has made me write the album that I've written now, because I've all those experiences, and I kind of took myself out of it, and I was like, stop beating yourself up about it, stop crying over shit that's done like now. You know what I mean? Focus on what you need to do now, and inspire people and let them know it's okay. Sometimes you make mistakes. Don't let that take over your life. You know.
Do you think R&B's
Did you even feel like you felt that question?
No, but like, do you think R&B's dead though? Because
Do you know
I slightly think it is.
Do you know, personally with me, it sounds really bad, I only listen to my own music, because when I've had to focus, no, because when I've had to make this album, I've had to be like tunnel vision, because I don't want to be influenced by nothing else. So there's only a few songs that might come out at me, and as I said, I mean, I don't know, I haven't really listened to
What was the last R&B song that you felt like was alright?
I like Beyonce's Drunk in Love. I think that's a dope track. I like Janae. She's R&B, right?
Yeah.
Janae Aiko, she's dope.
just about.
I don't think R&B's dead.
No, but don't you think like R&B? Don't you think like R&B? Yeah.
You said Drake.
Drake's R&B, no?
Real talk. Real talk. Drake sings, man. Drake can be R&B.
He can be R&B.
Was LL Cool J
No,
R&B?
LL Cool J sing. Find Your Love is an R&B record.
Yeah.
I better find your love.
That's an R&B record, bro.
So he's got one R&B record and
He's got a lot.
What's that? Get You Home.
He's got a lot.
That's an R&B
He's
record.
an R&B.
Girls Love
One
Beyonce's
of the
R&B
best
record.
songs.
To me, he's both.
One of like I think he's definitely got R&B moments.
Yeah.
You were talking like he's bisexual or something.
Oh,
He's got moments.
you said that.
He's got moments.
You said
No, but he's
that.
got R&B moments.
That's it.
He's
He's a bit of both. He's a bit of both.
No,
said that.
there'll be moments.
I think Drake is awesome.
There'll be moments from Drake albums that you're like, right, you're not really sure where you are. Like you're like R&B world, you're in hip hop world.
But this is the thing about music. This is what sometimes it's annoying. He can do everything. Why do you have to restrict yourself to do one thing? Like it's music.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's expression. But I feel like a lot of the R&B guys, like I think I saw an interview with Dream. And he was talking about that his album Love Hate was like the moment, and I kind of agree, was that moment where like there was just like R&B just turned into like a version of rap.
Yeah, because yeah.
It just became a version of hip hop.
No, but don't you think that, because what I found is there's a lot of R&B artists that I would have followed and did follow back in the 90s. They've signed to like rappers and rappers labels and stuff. You understand? To be like a feature R&B singer on Rick Ross or whatever. And it's just like
Omari was in.
just a lot of different people that I'm looking at like, well, alright, the older guys, they're just dying out. They're coming over to London every February.
No, but this is why it's not dead, because when they do come to London, everyone goes to them shows.
Right, but they're doing old stuff.
Yeah,
but that's why I'm saying there must still be a demand.
The last R&B album that I bought that I thought was banging was probably Tyrese's album.
Oh, wow.
Which one was that?
Not
TGT.
No, Tyrese himself.
Wow.
That was about maybe 6 months before that TGT come out.
Right.
And even that TGT album, them man were just talking about eating pussy all the time. Like 4 or 5 tracks, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill the pussy. What? You saying it in the interview? I think the last R&B album was Tyrese, but Tyrese.
The interlude,
The warm up. You remember back in the night?
Yeah, the warm up. Yeah.
Pussy. Whoa, hey.
That's
that's so funny.
But and another thing is, I just don't think we're exposed to, because do you know what? There was some decent R&B albums toward the end of last year. Like Faith Evans brought out. Do you remember the album?
Yes,
Dope.
Faith Evans.
Like Jagged Edge brought out a decent album. Obviously, D'Angelo's new album's hard as well.
Yes.
So we just don't get it.
That's soul. I think I don't.
That's more soul. But soul's never really died out, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Soul's always been like silently there.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like
Yeah, but I would put it in R&B.
It's
You might
in
in
R&B
D'Angelo's album.
Yeah.
The first 3 tracks, I don't know what he said. Like, I don't know. And then something happens. He track 4, Sugar Daddy, and then after that, it's like, okay, you put the weed down. Because the first 3 tracks, it's like, what?
Jams is
The
fine.
musically though is hard.
Exactly.
Yeah, his album. His album is cold. His album is cold.
So R&B's not dead.
It's
I don't think
R&B's
not
alive.
dead.
Like when you think,
But like when you think of like Chris Brown and Trey Songz,
Yeah, I love Chris Brown.
but like is that really like R&B?
You gotta think the biggest R&B record of last year was like These Hoes Ain't Loyal. Like when we was listening to R&B back in the day, like where the love songs and all that. Like,
See, that's what I call R&B. Because if I'm hearing Ho,
it's not there.
Do you know what it is?
Scratch.
Do you know what it is?
Bang bang.
Do you know what it is?
It's
Do
not
you know what
R&B,
it is? Back in the day, like every summer there was an R&B tune.
Yeah.
There was like one R&B tune that was pumping, and every like there was one R&B tune, and that died. There was a point. There came a point where there isn't that R&B tune anymore. Like you know, there's that love song. There's that I don't know. The last one was probably like a Bobby Valentino.
I still have to say.
You know? It was probably a Bobby Valentino. That was the last one.
That's R&B.
No, but that was the last one of that. You know that R&B summer vibe.
Usher and Chris Brown. I love that.
I love that tune.
That song is so sick. The video, the dancing.
No, it's good. That's good.
It's not there.
R&B is not there.
It's not
there.
Who comes out? Would you say comes out to see you perform? Like, what's your audience?
Do you know what's crazy? I'm always surprised at my audience, all across the board. People that actually get to know me and listen to what I'm saying, and then they're always surprised. Like, oh, you're actually really dope. I'm like, oh, come on now. But but you know.
Come on.
No, but the thing is, for me, it was my fault again. Why a lot of people haven't seen because I kept myself away in it. But now I'm ready. I'm here sitting talking to you lot. So it's like.
Hold on. Sorry. What's that? Say that. I'll ask that in a minute.
I was just talking to Tony.
It's Lee. Don't disrespect man like that. Okay, so he's kind of jumping the gun a bit, but he was like, well, obviously he's feeling you. When are you performing? What's popping off?
Actually, I've got a few things happening. I'm doing this thing actually for Centrepoint, which is
that's dope.
for the homeless, the young homeless.
That's dope.
And it's an old school soul thing, so it's gonna be Omar, Carl McIntosh and the Lucien Experience. It's gonna be sick. Trust me. It's gonna it's gonna be at Indigo too, April 17th.
That's dope. I'm in the country.
April 17th.
April 17th.
I'm taking the Saturday off, April 18th. I'm taking off.
I'm sorting out their plans.
So I'm like, no, I'm not taking the weekend off. I'm a land.
Yeah.
So Indigo 02.
Indigo 02.
You know, like, alright, can I ask you? Alright, just promote it. I'm gonna ask you something after. Just go.
And then I've got another thing at Ronnie Scott's with this girl, Natalie Williams. She has this night, which is really.
She's dope. Natalie Williams
she's
is
sick.
that singer?
She's German. Yeah, she's German.
Yeah.
Sick.
She's just bringing more races.
I've actually got one of her albums. Like she had this album back in the day.
Her voice is
dope.
ridiculous. Like she does octaves upon octaves. But I'm doing like a little thing just to promote my stuff. But then I've got my headline gig at Under the Bridge on May 23rd.
That's Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah. Abramovich is for love, yeah.
May 23rd.
Yeah.
It's got a good sound system.
It's Saturday.
It's got a good sound system.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to sound to be amazing.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
May 23rd.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
It's going to be a live full band. It's going to be a live band thing, and I'm going to do old school stuff. I'm going to do some of the features I've done with Defected and Teneo, because obviously I've selected Teneo. So I'm going to mash everything up, but then obviously it's going to be the main focus is my album. So.
Dope.
Okay. So let me ask.
Are you going to do the Beyonce records?
Piss off. How about that? Hey, disrespectful.
Hey, you're going to do the second album stuff, no?
I'm doing 2 songs for the second album, but not that one.
Let me just deviate.
I can see it.
Is that how close you have to go to
blind,
the
bro. I'm mad blind.
You need to get glasses.
Let me just deviate because you mentioned the name and you mentioned Omar.
Yes.
And every year, like I just asked, what happened to this guy? Because at one point, bar Lyndon David Hall, and obviously his tragic early death, Omar was like, for me, was like the best R&B singer in this country.
His voice is...
And he done that, when he done that track with Erykah Badu,
and in the back,
yeah.
No, that's Angie Stone.
Angie Stone.
Was it Angie Stone?
No, it's both of them.
He done Erykah
did you
Badu.
actually?
Yeah, he's one with Erykah, didn't get cleared.
When he done that, that was probably my anthem for that summer.
Yeah.
That was his best.
And I went to see him live in the West End somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, why one?
No, do you know what? He's always doing shows. He's always touring. It's just that, again, you know with the media and what it's like, if you're not at a certain relevant to some people, they don't talk about you that much. But almost consistently touring and doing music all
When's
the
the
time.
last time you seen him?
The other day, actually. I saw him at a gig in Jazz Cafe.
Has he still got them dreads? Or the dread?
No, he's cut it down a bit now, but yeah. But he's always in shows.
Let him come and link, man, innit? Because we got the dread woman downstairs. She can hook him up still. No, she can. I noticed certain things that.
Yeah, she come out!
certain things.
Leave
But
me
okay.
alone.
Okay, so you're right. We're definitely coming to.
Yes.
We're gonna.
No, but I want to come to your show. I'm not really on like everyone else.
Yeah, kind of come to
That's
much
real.
because my show's gonna be fun.
I want to come to
I might
your
get
show.
Frisco might come out and do, you know, I did a feature with Frisco.
Yeah.
Frisco, I like Frisco.
He's, you know what?
He's my favourite.
He is so dope, isn't he?
He's my favourite.
He's so on point. Like even though
I think I want to get him on the show.
you need to get him on the show.
100%.
Like,
You
he's
need
my
to,
favourite. I
and he
really
will talk
like
some
him.
sense. Have you gone to his night called the Den? That he's
I have not been to
It's
his
so
night yet,
good.
but I've seen.
Hopefully
I
yes.
want to go to his
It's
night.
so good.
I want to go to his night, and I really enjoy Frisco.
Yeah.
I think he's got the best flows.
And he has, because even when I got him on the record, a song called Bad Boy, when it's just about talking about, as you talk about those roadies, thinking that we ain't got another choice, we've got to do this. It's like, you do. If you're not about that life, don't try to be
Yeah,
something that
it's
you're not.
fine. You're not a boss. You're not Damon Dash. You don't have to hustle for your last
You
name.
don't have to hustle for your last name. For my last name. But like Frisco is one of those people that he's obviously from where he knows road, but he's such a businessman and he's just so open and he'll try different things and he's so unjudgmental and he's amazing.
No, I enjoy Frisco.
Good.
Dope.
Is there still money in music?
Well, I think publishing, you write and then it syncs.
Right.
So when you kind of get stuff, as I said, like with the lady stuff, you've got Michael Calls and or you're getting on TV shows, you get paid for those things. But I really encourage anyone that's an artist to write
Right.
and produce yourself because that's what it's
So
at.
during like your off years,
Yeah.
you weren't like
You were
working
nice.
Sainsbury's.
You weren't working in
No.
Tesco's.
No, you
No,
was
no.
able.
You were a boss.
I would
take over
I
stuff.
would still get checked for like 10 grand sometimes just because things
Really?
get played.
Right,
Remember, when music gets played for
You get paid
PRS
for it.
and
You
PPR.
didn't call no one daddy during that period.
Hell no. No. I don't believe in that. You know, my mum is one of those women that she's always been like, listen, obviously it's good to have a man that can look after you, but make sure that you can.
I was gonna say you wanna call someone daddy then.
I thought you didn't do that, girls. I thought you didn't do that, girls.
Oh,
See the foolishness. See the foolishness.
That's what they said.
I didn't say it.
You're dissing about my
If I don't get it in tonight, I'm gonna come around and slap my things on your forehead. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's funny.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Are
Yeah.
you not sure you got a boyfriend?
Have you got a boyfriend?
Oh, no, not right now, dude.
Why?
Why? You're lying. No, you're like, no worry.
No, but
Don't worry,
you know
no,
what?
I
I was in
don't.
a situation with someone
People
who
don't
was
say, don't worry. No, I don't. People say, no, I don't.
No, I don't know. You know what it is? I was with someone who was amazing, and but I wasn't. He was in Canada and I was here, and it was.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! It was on your Instagram and everything. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it was a while back. Yes,
No, wait, what do you mean?
It just come back to
What
me.
do you mean it was on a... What do you mean?
Just come back to me. She was like, "You're proper in love."
Yeah, I was.
Because it was like on Instagram.
No,
You were
do
like,
you know what? And
you
I-
did.
I-
Did you feel embarrassed?
I
Like, you
love-
put it out there.
Do you know
like,
what? No, I don't feel embarrassed about nothing. This, I own me in it because
That's
it
dope.
is what it is. But I think
Beautiful.
I know that other people are like, oh, you're saying too much. I'm like, to me, this is what I do. I have nothing to do.
I remember there was this period. There was
Who was he? Was he... What,
He, you know what? He actually owned his own waste company in
Oh,
Canada.
what, sorry?
You know, like
A
waste
waste management
you know,
company.
Yeah, but you know when you
They grind
you
rubbish.
recycle and stuff. And it's
Okay.
really successful. He's a really beautiful person. He really loved music and we just
He's a waste
connected.
That's it.
You was taking a waste. You was a waste.
By trade.
Waste man.
And he's probably the only waste man that anyone can date.
He was a professional waste man.
Professional waste man.
Professional waste.
Professional waste
Right
man.
now.
But he was a real man. Like, trust me, you're the kind of person that would open a door for you. I'm not sure any of you lot would do that. You know, just make you feel like a beautiful woman. But I just wasn't really. I realised I wasn't ready.
He was in the wrong place.
And yeah, and I think right now I'm just having fun.
What you...
Oh, hello.
I don't want to put your stuff out there.
She's having fun, guys. She's having fun.
No flavor.
What does that mean?
No, wait, can I just get this
What?
out? You've dated industry guys before?
Number one.
One industry guy.
Oh,
What is, wait, what is that, how does that compare? Like, can we talk about that relationship?
well, obviously, there's nothing to hide, isn't it?
Alright, cool. So
Can
you
we
was
tell you
dating,
who it was?
Go ahead.
Who was it?
she was dating Ski.
Ah!
Like, if you don't know who Ski is, Ski is
I
like
thought she was all up in the studio.
Jay-Z's
for
first
3
album.
years.
Reasonable Doubt, yeah? He more or less produced the whole thing. Like,
Okay.
He's a ledge. Like, he did Cameo.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's a ledge.
Okay.
And this was your boo thing.
Do you remember? Yeah, we did an interview.
I did an interview with Ski and like Terry was all over him. I was
He
like,
was.
what?
No, we went together for 3 years.
Do you like
I'm trying to chat
fall?
to
Like,
him.
do you like fall every
I
time?
believe in
Love
love.
hard.
I love love.
Rate that.
I love love. I will fall
So yeah,
hard.
you're all up in the studio, like just holding hands and.
Oh yeah. kissing my man, all that shit. was
What
there.
happened there? Like,
Do you know
'cause
what
I
it is?
thought you were a
Do you
lovely
know what? I'm not
couple.
gonna lie to you again. That situation, that whole Damon Dash thing, and the way that all was, and being back and forth, the energies were weird. And after a while, it's just the way that things. I was in a different place. I realised I just wasn't. I thought I was. You know, at the time you think that you're cool, but you realise after, like, man, I was in a dark place for a long time. Yeah.
What, for 3 years?
For more than 3 years, since 2006 until at least 2012, I was in a dark. I didn't think I was in a dark place. I was drinking nearly every day, non-stop.
You've been out with a producer, been out with a wasteman,
Any sportsmen, footballers?
I've been out of a footballer.
Have you?
Really?
Which one?
But that was years ago.
You have to
Years,
tell us,
years,
which
years.
one? Which one?
No, I'm not gonna go.
Please.
No,
Does he play now?
No, anymore. But he's old school. He's amazing. He's a love guy.
What? Not Ian Wright or nothing?
No,
That's old school, man.
no.
So Campbell?
He's amazing. I'm not
Kevin
gonna say
Campbell.
him. No.
Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel.
Why?
Seaman. Oh, Seaman.
He does love a black girl though.
He does. I can imagine.
Does love a black girl. Yeah. All right. Okay.
No, but right now, do you know what I think the problem is with us women? We all have this little thing, we like a little bit of a bad boy, but I know he's not good for me, so I want a man. I just want a man that is just willing
So
to.
you're seeing
grow.
someone that's a bad boy?
I don't see no one not now. I'm free and single. I'm having fun
I'm mingling.
and mingling.
Why not?
Why not? YOLO.
Yo, tell us about the album though. The album that's out
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
why I want to hear that.
what we're here.
We're trying to make you do a Damon Dash.
Is the album out?
Yeah, the album's out now.
Do you have an album with you?
No, it's all digital.
It's all digital. It's not like CDs.
It doesn't. You didn't come with nothing.
No, I've got it on my USB stick. It's in my car if you want to hear it.
It was a physical copy.
I would.
The thing is, no, right now, because I'm putting it myself with the Orchard, right now, financially, we couldn't make physical copies right now, but we're going to in the long run. But I'm doing it myself, so with the Orchard is one of the biggest distribution companies
So
in
where-
the world.
You love them. You keep promoting
Yeah,
them.
because they're dope. Like,
It's
listen,
like, because I follow you on your Instagram, I feel like I know everything. I know
Of course
your
you should.
exes, I know about your like
Shut
waist
up.
man.
Shut up.
I know about everything. Like I stay up to date. And
That's
you're saying a lot of stuff.
yeah, and I
about
keep it
them.
real as well. I don't hold back. But no, the Orchard are amazing because I've never released everywhere worldwide, and I've been highlighted in Germany, Australia, France, everywhere. And because of them, because they're a distribution company that does that, they've made sure that I'm getting heard everywhere. And I've never had that before, and it's been amazing. So, and I'm doing it by myself, so I'm more proud about
You're
it.
really excited about it.
I am.
So where can I go to get your album?
You can buy my album on iTunes,
Sorry, buy?
Amazon. Yeah, you can
Why
buy
do you need
it.
to buy it?
You can buy it. Yes, iTunes
Okay.
and Amazon. How do you think I survive out here?
Yeah, all right.
I'm
Well,
joking.
dating waste man, isn't it?
He's not a waste man. He owns his own. You know why not even ask? Oh.
Yeah. Where can I get your album? Where can we get your album?
iTunes, Amazon, basically anywhere. You can buy it anywhere, like on online platforms, and yeah, it's everywhere.
I can't jump on that tonight.
Yeah, it's called Entitled. The reason I called it Entitled is because I've been in the industry a long time. I've worked with a lot of people. My first album was called Untitled. I was still kind of, just doing this thing. So it was like and I did an EP in between with Joe Buddha called Untitled to Entitled.
Yeah.
Which is all about, me showing where I came from to now. And on the album I
But you
worked...
skipped that Beyonce album.
Oh, yeah. Oh. But no, in this new album I've worked with this guy...
Is the video on YouTube?
No!
It is on YouTube.
No!
Terri Walker featuring Sway.
Stop!
What's it called again?
Nothing. Let's talk about my album.
Now there was a remix that
On
was
my
sick.
album, I'm working with these guys called Sticky Blind and Andy Nicholson.
Sorry.
Andy Nicholson used to be in Arctic Monkeys. Do you guys remember Arctic Monkeys?
Yeah.
He's
That's
the
dope.
original bass player. So that's why my album's got a bit of a Ruben.
So what? It got it like so what happened with him?
He used to be in the band for the first album that killed it and blew up. He was in the band with them first, and then he left the group. But they're all still cool and stuff. But he's a producer. He's really into hip hop. So
I love them. They're like what I really like the lead singer. I
Yeah.
like his voice. He's got
Alex.
this other thing called Last of the Shadow Puppets or something like that.
Oh.
He's got this album,
Yeah.
called The Age of the Understatement. It's the dopest
That
rock
sounds
album
dope. Just
ever.
the name alone.
The Age of the Understatement.
Oh. But yeah, so I've got his energy on it, which is when you hear the album, you'll hear some rocky influences because he's hip hop, like a bit of Rick Rubin kind of vibe. But then Joe Buddha, he obviously did Kalashnikov,
Right.
Skinny Man, or that
Every
and
time I
Jay.
hear Rick Rubin, though, I just think of that dead Kanye album. The last one to come out.
Jesus.
I just think of that.
Was it?
Nah, you can't
I just
associate
think-
him with one
Look,
dead
like,
album.
literally, all because obviously that's his most recent body of work.
Yeah.
I just think of that dead Kanye album, and it just makes me upset. I just hear that noise in my head.
I know why, because there was a lot of stuff.
it was-
there was a lot of
it
photos
was-
and a lot of
it was
hype before the album landed.
It was atmospheric
It's like,
music, man. It was
Yeah.
like
It's always like that, don't it? People hype things. That's why I don't like hyping things. I want people to experience for themselves first, and then you can decide what it is. I don't like hype. I don't
Have you
like
listened to Kendrick's new album?
Not yet, but I can't wait to listen to it. Everyone says it's amazing. You heard it?
No, I've not, but like everyone, I don't read. Again, when there's a lot of hype around someone, I like take a week off.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I listen to it in a week's time.
In
And
your
if it's
time.
still good in a week's time, then yeah,
Then you know.
maybe it is good.
But you have to make up your own mind. It's the whole.
It's difficult to though, because like, you know, like nowadays there's a lot of influences
Of
all the
course.
time. So like even before you're served something,
Yeah.
you've got people's perspectives on it. Like whereas back in the day you just got like say a DJ will play something.
You like it?
And then you like it or you don't, or the DJ might not even talk about whether they liked it or not.
Exactly.
Just hear it.
Well, you just hear it. And like whereas now people like, oh my gosh, Beyonce's album's amazing. It's dead.
Yeah. Can't take this person.
Like that's what I felt.
Yeah.
When I got around to actually listen to it, it's alright. It was nice that the whole. We don't have to talk about Beyonce,
no.
but the whole video music thing. It was novel, but it's not the best album ever.
No,
It's not I don't even think it was better than Beyonce's last album.
Yeah,
that
because
came out
I like
before.
the four.
Yeah.
Album, that was my
That
album.
album was
I
dope.
loved that album. That album was sick for me.
But anyway,
Exactly. But
yeah.
Right.
is there anyone that you would like to work with that you haven't?
I'd
Because
like
it
to.
seems like you've worked with everyone.
I know, haven't it? I'd love to actually work with Kanye one day, only because he's just so out there. I just want to see if I could do something crazy with him.
He's about though.
Quincy Jones, I know
He's about that. He's just Glastonbury.
Definitely happened.
Yeah, I
Brits.
think one day. But it's like, you know, when I'm back where I'm supposed to be, because I'm.
No, but
I'm-
he's about. He might just hear your album right now. Like he's about. He might watch this show.
Put a call into Dame. Put a call into Dame.
Yeah.
Are you still in contact with them?
Because of that whole Nicole situation, we see him as RuPaul, but like there's a love there, there's a mutual love there, but definitely things went awry because Nicole left and kind of left it in a way where kind of had me then involved, and then it was just a lot of dramas, But I loved him. It was amazing.
There you go. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Promise me that if this album doesn't do too well, you're not going to be Rihanna in the next album.
No! That's never happening ever again.
Ever again.
Ever again.
Never.
Trust
You're
me.
going to be Terri
Ever.
Walker from now
It hasn't happened since 2006. What do you
Ah,
mean?
cool.
That's when no one saw me.
There you go. Do you guys
Almost a decade ago.
Trust me, it's crazy. And the fact that I'm still here doing it and people actually still remember is amazing to
It's
me.
fire. It's a good name you chose.
Right? Oh, follow me on Twitter at @MZ Walker and my Instagram, I am Terri Walker.
Well done. Lee, anything you want to say? No, say. He thinks you're lame.
What? La 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 la.